Okay. Hi, Trish.
Hey Dave, how are you?
Good. So Babylon CrossFit, you've been around for 5 years
Yep. The
and
affiliate's actually been around for 9 years though.
okay. Tell
So,
us a little bit about the history of your gym and how
um,
you ended up taking it over.
yeah. The affiliate's been around for 9 years. Our original affiliate owner is still a current member of Babylon CrossFit. It used to be called CrossFit 231, and then another affiliate owner had tried to buy a second affiliate essentially. And I was coaching at two other boxes, and I've always wanted to own a CrossFit affiliate, but was like, I don't think I can do this from square one. And pretty much saw an opportunity, and he wanted me to coach full time, and I was like, there's no real money here for both of us, and I would really love the opportunity to own my own space, and if you change your mind and you're willing to sell it, here's the number. And we pretty much threw a number at him, and he said yes. So that was in 2019. So we purchased the gym 2019, then good old New York and dealt with COVID and all that good stuff. Bounced back from COVID and then had some landlord issues. So we've gone through a move as well. So bounced back from COVID, then recovered from a move. And it's just been a wild, almost 6 years now of affiliate ownership, to say the least.
And you're a mother.
And I'm a mother. I got a 4-year-old.
Okay. So you had the kid after you bought the gym.
Yeah. So I literally bought the gym. I bought the gym, ran 2 marathons, got pregnant, and then we were in it. And then COVID, I found out I was pregnant December 25th, and then COVID was March 16th. I'll never forget the date. And then literally I was running the gym 7-8 months postpartum outside. And my members would be just sit on a ball, because I couldn't afford coaches, and I just had to get the affiliate back up and running. And thankfully when the baby came, my coaches we were there in a good place, and they were able to kind of run the shop for me when I got back. And since then created a whole nother company through Babylon CrossFit to support other moms and support pelvic health, which has been a really cool opportunity. So it's not just, CrossFit anymore, but it's we're really diving into working with providers and different things like that as well here.
Talk about that a little more, please.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing there?
So I had a really rough pregnancy and postpartum journey.
Okay.
For the first time when I was pregnant, I really had bad mental health issues. And then obviously owning the affiliate, everything happening at one time. I also had a full-time job at that point where I lost my full-time job. So my family lost our health benefits. So when we dealt with everything, it was all at one time. And during that time, I didn't have the gym. I didn't have my own outlet. I was working outside every day, working out with dumbbells and doing everything else everyone was doing. And then when I returned back to the gym, I had a C-section. And I was under the impression, and there's all this pregnancy and postpartum debacle, but I was like, oh, if I worked out, I'd be fine. I'd be able to deliver. And then I learned there was a lot more birth education that I didn't have. And I could have prevented my C-section. And because of the trauma I went through and everything I dealt with, I wanted to create a space where other people felt supported. And that's led into multiple pregnancy and postpartum certifications, and now into this whole thing that I'm getting ready to launch for other gyms as well. I have another gym in Massachusetts running it, that it's now a program that we've built out to help people, not just moms even, because I've had cancer patients as well who come back from cervical cancer who need postpartum or pelvic health rehab. And it's a really nice, soft introduction into CrossFit. And I don't advertise it as CrossFit. It's called Fitness Through Motherhood, but the program in itself is built to help these moms through these outlets. And if I can't help them through movement patterns, that's where we're connecting with all these providers. So I'm working with OBGYNs, I'm working with mental health counselors, I'm working with pelvic floor therapists, we're working with PTs. And I'm literally into the point of I tell my moms, if you're willing to sign a HIPAA and let them have a conversation with me, I want to have those conversations, because what I'm doing inside the gym will help you, whatever they're doing for you there, and vice versa. And it's really kind of just been this huge thing for the moms, and unbelievably.
Wow.
As easy as solving double unders and people peeing their pants. That's the big one for CrossFit. And that's where I get so frustrated in the CrossFit space, because if all of us coaches, all of us affiliate owners got a little bit more education, it could be as easy as telling as a mom to drop her shoulders and take a deep breath, and she won't pee her pants anymore. So I strongly encourage everyone to do something in the pregnancy and postpartum world, some type of education.
Wow, that's a lot. I'm trying to think of, let's discuss offline about how we can get involved and maybe help you guys spread the word of what you're doing or to get that education out. But specifically, so I want to be clear. So were your issues during your pregnancy from training too much, or not training the right way, or not
Nope.
training enough?
None of those things. Again, there's all
Okay.
those misconceptions, right?
Yeah.
You see the social media. I was in a social media fight literally a week and a half ago with someone. I got myself in it, but there's so much misconception out there, right? There's so many different courses out there. And it's part of the reason I think CrossFit really hasn't done this formal thing, because there is no right or wrong way. It's a
Yeah.
matter of the mother and the female, what their goals are, where they are when they get pregnant. Like, I start people who are pregnant in CrossFit that have never CrossFitted before. And people are like, you're crazy. Like, there are PTs out there that'll be like, no, you shouldn't. And I will have that conversation with them and challenge them, because they should do CrossFit, but they're not doing the same CrossFit that Trish is doing. They're doing, scaled and modified and meeting them where they're at. We're doing pelvic health work. And when I say pelvic health work for like coaches and owners that are listening, it's like, it's as easy as getting them to warm up doing glute bridges, dead bugs, bird dogs, fire hydrants, hip mobility, and stuff like that can like literally just warm them up a little bit more for their cores and their hips and their back, that they would have a much more successful workout. The amount of moms that need it is just never ending.
Do you have them train throughout the pregnancy? Yes.
Yeah. But again, it's different by every mom, right? Like, I actually just left my best friend today who's got a 2-week at home, and she's fitter than I am. There's not one workout she'll never beat me in, but through her pregnancy, she could not work out. And then when I was pregnant, I worked out every day and I had no issues. And for me, I'm like, her husband and I, who introduced me to CrossFit, like, we beat her up on it. We're like, what do you mean you can't work out? Like, what's wrong with you? But she physically is unable. She's sick. She can do whatever she possibly can physically, but we kind of just got to meet her where she's at to support her.
What one piece of advice would you give to affiliates who are listening who don't have any experience with training pregnant women?
They want to be inclusive. Like, we're not different. I think that's like one thing we really need to, like, yes, we're a certain like niche of people, but we want to be catered. It's a great question, Dave. I think I have to think on it.
Let me ask you, while you think about that, let me ask you this too, pivot in a different direction. Let's say they want to find resources on this topic. Where should they go for that?
Another tough question, because resources could be opinionated, and this is where I would encourage people not to just take one course. So I will share my education. I have taken the Brianna Battles pregnancy and postpartum certification. I have taken the Anthony Lowe female athlete course, and I've also was a TA on that. So he invited me down with Jen Dieter.
Okay.
She was literally with you the week before, like doing, that was when she hurt her shoulder. I was TAing with her. So I did Anthony Lowe's. And then what else am I forgetting?
Is there anyone in the CrossFit space? Isn't there someone in the CrossFit space who teaches stuff?
Nicole Christensen's the only one who ever put out a chart, right?
Yeah.
And I love Nicole, and I follow Nicole, and top coach, right? Yeah. But the thing with Nicole also is her babies are older now. So things have changed.
Yeah.
And a lot of the scaling stuff on the CrossFit journal and stuff like that is great, but like, it's also very limited. Like, it's not a one size fit all. It doesn't mean that because Nicole said you have to scale and modify this way, that every mom's going to want to scale and modify that way.
Okay.
Like, I know another affiliate owner who moved down south, and she's training with another coach that I know, and she's 38 weeks pregnant, and she just PR'd her shoulder press. Yeah. So like, it's different by every person. So like, to answer your question, like, if I had one piece of advice, like, you can't generalize it. Like, you can't be like, oh, here's this pregnant, like, the reason Fitness Through Motherhood is so successful, the program that I built out, is it's scaled and modified to each individual. I've created this program with different levels so that if a coach is seeing it, they can see kind of like where the athlete needs to be, whether they just started in CrossFit or if they were the CrossFit athlete beforehand and they're itching to touch the barbell, then let them touch the barbell. There's so much data out there that proves load helps so many pelvic symptoms. And there's this fear of women, and the most important error is for us to start lifting during the postpartum era, because we're aging, and then we have to prepare for menopause, and then there's osteoporosis and all the other fear factors.
Wow. This is not my specialty.
I'm sorry. You got me fired.
No, it's great.
What I thought you were going to dive into with me, for the record.
I'm fascinated by this. And I think it could be very helpful to a lot of gym owners and trainers. It's definitely something that people should have more education on. I think at a minimum, a coach should pursue just finding out more information on this topic from people like yourself and others who've had experience. Clearly, a lot of people in the CrossFit community have gone through this.
Yeah, and it's like, again, like it's just like it's such a shame because on Instagram it's like shaming, right? It's like, oh, this mom did this or this athlete did that, and
What do you see? Who do you like? What type of shaming do you see for just
like
lifting while
I'll share the most recent one that I went
okay.
on BirthFit. I went ham on BirthFit on social media.
Bird
Um,
fit?
yeah, because they shared Paige Powers, who competed at Mayhem, and they shared an article that CrossFit put out, and they put an emoji over her head and didn't tag her in the post. And it just triggered me so hard because I'm someone who, and this is an important thing.
What
Like,
triggered you? I don't understand what they did wrong.
I'll explain it to you. So when I
Okay.
first got into pregnancy and postpartum, I was very, don't do this, don't do that. Pull-ups are dangerous. Toes to bar are dangerous. This is scary. You can't lift this. But then I am a coach who has spent the last 5 years working with these clients, continuing my education, and my mindset has changed. So I have professionally asked BirthFit for a conversation, and she has offered to have one with me. So I'm following up with her on that. I was supposed to do it last week, but I had a death in the family.
Oh, you
And
said birth fit. Birth
birth
fit.
fit.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it. I wrote
So,
down bird fit.
no, birth fit. So
Okay.
I think the founder's name is Lindsay. So I am going to have a conversation with her because I was like that. And I was actually, birth fit is on my plans for continued ed this year. Because I was interested in that course because I do try, again, continued ed to keep doing it. And that's where I'm triggered by it is because I've done this work to do so much education and I've been working in this niche market of moms, if you want to call it that. And it's not true. Like that like what Paige, right? That's her
Yeah.
name? Yeah, Paige. What Paige did is unbelievable. And like the work capacity that she had, like to be capable of doing that and knowing what it takes as a mom, like to leave your baby that early on or even have your baby with you and have your baby sitting there watching you, no matter, even if they're little, like that emotion and that joy. And I'll cry just talking about her journey. You have no right judging that as a person. And
Who
regardless,
judged it? I still don't understand what they judge or what they do.
BirthFit shared CrossFit's post highlighting Paige Powers competing at 8 weeks postpartum.
Okay.
And she used it as an opportunity to kind of say, like, this is like CrossFit coaches and CrossFit affiliate owners need to be better. And I was like, no.
Oh,
Like,
so she was critical of it. They were
yeah,
critical of it. Got it.
yeah.
Okay.
And
And
then,
you're basically saying Paige's journey is her own journey. And if
oh,
she
yeah.
at 8 weeks can do it at 8 weeks, she's fine doing it at 8 weeks.
Yeah, I got a girl outside who's 20 weeks pregnant, due August 7th. She's beating me on the leaderboard. She's beating every girl on the leaderboard in this gym. I told her, we did DT the other day. I tried so hard to beat her RX, and I was like, I literally almost puke trying to beat you.
Yeah.
She's so capable. She's strong. She's PRing her DT time. And she's a physical therapist. Like, what's better than that?
Yeah.
Tell her she's wrong.
Wow. This is fascinating. This is a lot. I did not expect us to talk for this long about pregnancy and training through pregnancy, but this is very valuable. And again, I do think people will learn a lot from this. Interesting. Okay.
It's important. And I'm willing, and like I said, like, and I know like it's a weird space in CrossFit. And I know that CrossFit as like HQ is like mindful of not putting stuff out there, but I think it's better to put more info out right now than none because like for mental health too. Like that's the other side of it, the mental health aspect. Like the doctors tell you not to go to the gym until 6 weeks. Well, you know what? If one of my clients is calling me and they want to come back to my affiliate at 2 weeks postpartum, guess who's letting them in? I am.
Yeah.
Because I know what they need. And I know that they need this community or they might just need to be in this space for whatever reason it is. And that's also another big thing for affiliate owners to know. Like the more you know as an affiliate owner, the more education and the more you spend time here and educate yourself on this, you'll keep more clients. You'll have less freezes. You'll have less cancellations because you're proving to these moms that this is good for them and you're supporting them. So they're not afraid of it. And if not, then if they're not feeling well through the pregnancy, they come back knowing that you're going to be able to support them through that postpartum journey. And I think that's the big thing for affiliate owners is like, that's where the education is important because, and anybody will say it, I'm sure if we tallied freezes and cancels, like, oh, I'm pregnant, I got to go on hold. Like, what do you mean? No, you don't. I need to be better as a coach and support you more. Sure. but what are your goals? Like, why are you going to stop moving now that you're pregnant? Like, that's I'm not gonna say it's the worst thing for the baby because I'll get canceled, but what's the best thing for you and your physical and mental health?
What got you through your struggles postpartum, your postpartum struggles?
So my C-section reopened 2 times, and it wasn't because I went back to my gym. It was because I was healthy and fit after pregnancy. And because of the surgery, because like, again, when you think about the sickness, wellness, fitness continuum, I went into surgery super fit, and I felt good after my C-section. So from an everyday, like from the medical side, I was very dismissed. Like I wasn't like, they didn't tell me what not to do. So like from the sense of walking up the stairs, it's better instead of walking up the stairs going forward to walk laterally if you have a C-section. Like I had no idea until I worked with PTs about that. There were things like me bending over for the dishwasher that felt fine because I'm strong and capable, but that was actually really bad for me to be hinging, and I caused myself to get an infection. So my C-section opened 2 times from an infection just from me being healthier, going into surgery and being more capable after. So that made me want to like really kind of like dial into sharing like my journey to help others with that.
Okay.
What was the question you asked me? I literally forgot, and then I'm like, what was the
No,
initial question? Did I get to the
what
point?
helped you get through that period, especially
So
with the mental health issue part of it?
my community.
Yeah.
So the
You
second time,
specifically. Yep.
yeah, my second time, my C-section open, again, CrossFit Open or CrossFit Games, Christine Best from Long Island was competing at Babylon High School right at our field. And I had went there just to be with my community. So like my first time out of my house was go and hang out with my gym members and go watch CrossFit. And then for me, with my postpartum journey being extended, going from, your normal 6 to 12 weeks postpartum, mine was more like 20, 26 weeks. That killed me. I couldn't be in my own affiliate working out. I had to show up and do things, and I wasn't able to move. So it wasn't really until the open of 2021 that I was kind of really physically cleared that I got back into things and started moving. So it was really as soon as I started moving, getting back into space and just being with people again and getting back to work. It's crazy. Like everyone, we don't want to get back to work, but it really does help that headspace. Was really what got me through it. And then
Wow.
the affiliate, I had no choice but to get through it.
Yeah.
We're recovering from COVID. And then as soon as I got back from COVID, I had to find a new building. So it wasn't much time to not think about anything else but CrossFit.
Well, thank you for sharing all this. I want to pivot from this topic that's been fascinating and discuss a couple other things. Ask you a couple questions, and then we'll end in a few minutes. First of all, you said you ran 2 marathons. Tell me, what was like fast, or what was your time?
No. I'm not fast. Actually, you know what? I thought I wasn't fast, and then I started watching some of the games athletes run it, and I was like, oh, this is where fitness is really the true testament, right? No, I have a bucket list goal of running the 6 world majors. So I've done New York, Berlin, Chicago, London. So I have Tokyo and Boston left.
Oh, so you've run a bunch of marathons.
Yeah.
What's your fastest?
3:49, I think it was.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I really would like to try and qualify for Boston. So I think when I'm 36 now, I'm going to wait till I'm 40 and then try and go for it.
Where in New York are you guys?
We're out on Long Island.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what programming do you guys use? Do you program yourself, or do you follow someone else?
We use a little bit of Mayhem, but we adjust it to our affiliate needs. So we use it as a guideline, and then go back and forth, also reference CAP here and there. I use CAP a lot, honestly, with the moms as well, too. But we use Mayhem, but we adjust it for our affiliate.
And then the final statement I'm going to make, I was watching your video, the introduction video you have to your gym. It's super cool. I'm actually going to put a link into it on this when I post this video so people can find it. But the way you talk about CrossFit and the things you say, it's really good. If I was a client or someone looking for a gym and I watched that video, I would definitely want to go train with you.
Thank you. I started an 83-year-old today.
Oh, wow.
So we're doing it. We're doing what we can.
Any advice? You have such a great attitude, and you really clearly care about making an impact on people's lives. Any advice to affiliate owners or trainers who are, kind of just in a rut, maybe?
Just remember what your why is and why you started the journey. I think there's a lot of noise in our space right now, and I get carried into it every once in a while, and then I try to dial myself back into it. Like, no matter what happens in our space, nothing can change the impacts and what I'm doing inside the space, literally. And that you can't, no matter, again, CrossFit, whatever, like, this methodology is changing lives, and we will continue to do that every day, no matter what happens.
Yeah, awesome words. Thank you for that. Thank you for being on the show, it's not a show. Thank you for doing this. And I appreciate you reaching out and asking to tell your story. This has been great. And next time I'm out that way, I'll try to come by.
Let's go, Dave. Do it. You guys should come here for the Murph. That's the one thing I keep telling you. We have Mr. Murphy come here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Michael Murphy's dad comes, presents the whole thing for us in the morning. It's unbelievable. I've said it to Austin a million times, and he never.
They're from that area, right?
Yeah, they live out. He's from Patchogue, and they live out. They're like 20 minutes from us.
Okay, got it. Well, thanks again, Trish. Appreciate the time.
Have a great day.
You too.